It's hard to walk down any street in Raleigh and not notice that most businesses have cameras, like this one. Raleigh police say they want both homeowners and businesses to register their cameras for that new program. Brick by brick, Oak Tree Farms is coming together and changing lives at the same time. These quilts, like the one behind me here at the Horry County Museum, are here bringing comfort to veterans through Quilts of Valor. Inside these walls, kindergartners are learning some much-needed foundational skills, and it starts with reading. Today, Coastal Carolina athletes got to help out. Paid parking used to be free in Myrtle Beach during winter months, but now a new parking policy has changed that. There's currently a push in the State House to change physician assistant practice laws. RPD's video camera sharing system is set to launch soon, while this business owner says he plans to sign up. When you walk into CMI Jewelry Store, you feel safe. There are 2 sets of doors with a lock to buzz you in and cameras everywhere.
They feel very safe, and that's the biggest thing to me. Leaving the store at night with the cameras and the things and with our lights, we feel safer that way.
Owner Tim Hackham has 18 cameras inside his store and another 8 outside, which is more than when the store was robbed in 2003. While Hackham's cameras are not registered yet, 229 across the city, like this one, are. That means RPD knows about them. Another 461 are integrated cameras. Those integrated cameras are part of Level 2 of the program. A device called Fusus Core gives Raleigh police direct access to it in case of an emergency or crime. Raleigh police say this program will help them solve those crimes faster.
There is an escalating concern all over the country now about crime and rising crime out in public spaces. And so those concerns are such that is going to support this notion.
Civil rights attorney Irving Joyner says while crime is on the rise, technology is expanding to combat it.
So it's another effort of Big Brother is watching, can watch, and will be watching what is going on around you.
Which is something Hackham is comfortable with as long as it's in the public space and not inside his business.
I think it would be easier just for them to have access so that if anything came up, anything happened, they could look at it on their own and be able to know and do it quicker than getting back with me. Earlier this week, I reached out to Raleigh police to try to get a specific launch date. Now, I promise as soon as we hear back, we'll be sure to let you know. I'm Davia Pugh, live in downtown Raleigh, WRAL. 40 stingrays and leopard sharks swim in this tank. Typically, guests can touch and feed them in the shallow end. But today, and once a month, veterans snorkel alongside their fish friends in the deep end. Today marked 6 years of Ripley's Aquarium hosting it. The aquarium's marketing coordinator, Alex Osman, says she's honored Ripley's can provide therapy for the ones who need it most.
Here in America, we would have nothing without our veterans and our military personnel, so it's wonderful that Ripley's was able to partner with the Myrtle Beach Veterans Group.
Organizers say the purpose of the event is for veterans to relax, clear their minds, and focus on the water. For participants, that's exactly what they love the most.
It seems like once you leave a job and you retire, that the bad memories and things really start to kick in, and then you're looking for some outlets to try and diminish those thoughts and get you thinking in a more positive fashion.
Lou Krieger isn't a first-time attendee. That's how he says he knows the experience is worth it for the long-term positive effects.
I've had people, call me up and message me saying, for days and weeks after they'd done the swim, they couldn't believe how helpful it was to them.
Veterans can bring their families along to swim too. As Krieger says, PTSD can affect more than just the veteran. But even if you've served and you're not dealing with PTSD, you're still welcome to come. Krieger wants veterans to know how important it is to not suffer in silence.
For the younger vets that are watching this, please go and get some help. When I was younger, it was like, oh, I'm okay, I'll be all right. But I wasn't all right. You have to recognize that you do have a problem, and don't be bashful or ashamed of yourself.
In Myrtle Beach, Davia Pugh, WMBF News. The wait is finally over.
It would be a great access to the community, especially with the full-time employees.
Today, Horry County Fire Rescue opened Fire Station 12, also known as the Nixonville and Wampee Station. HCFR Fire Chief Joey Tanner says this opening is important to meet a growing population need.
They have a place they can call their own safe haven, if you will. Their fire station is here. Their crews are here. They'll get to know the firefighters in the station every day, as well as the firefighters will know the community.
Leaders say the call volume has been high this year already. Fire Rescue has already had 18,000 calls.
But this isn't the only station opening up in Horry County. Another one opened here in Conway.
Tanner says the stations are both fully staffed. The station includes some new firefighters, others transferred from different stations. Chris Edwards is the project manager for Monty Construction, the company that worked on both Station 12 and Station 14.
To see these two stations going up in heavy areas with a lot of growth, a lot of population, really gives me a good feeling to know that the county is safe and more people are being serviced by such a great fire department.
And that's exactly how people who call Conway and the Longs area home feel too.
I'm excited about the opening, but I always like to support my community.
Tanner says the next fire station opening will be next month in Forest Brook. In Conway, Davia Pugh, WMBF News. A large fire near Carolina Forest has left some without a home this evening. Horry County Fire Rescue was called to White River Drive around 10:30 for a second alarm fire at a condo complex. The Hawkeyes were the runner-up in last year's Natty, but can Caitlin Clark and her team stop the Gamecocks, who haven't lost a game since last year's tournament, when guess who they lost to? Iowa. So each of these teams have a lot to fight for. After 2 decades of use, Raleigh is getting rid of its red light cameras. The city has already started to take down the cameras in 25 locations.